Hey everyone, this is SJ and this is my 15-month post-op update from VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which I had on December 21st, 2015 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia with Dr. Tahir Younis at IMC International Medical Center. Starting weight stats, I was 324 pounds at my highest weight. Surgery day, I was 294.5 pounds, and today I come at you at 216.1 pounds. I should have looked, I'm not sure. I think I was 214 last month, so I've gained approximately 2 pounds. And as you can see from my last several months updates, the weight is slowly going up a pound or two every month. The highest I reached this month was 220.9. This is my life, and I want to talk about that in this video. I'm on the struggle bus. I really truly am. And I know the majority of it has to do with the decisions I'm making with how I make my choices in regards to food and exercise. So I want to start off by saying, I'm not trying to be discouraging. If you're new out there and you're looking at getting this surgery, it was life-changing for me. I'm so happy with my decision. I'm capable of doing so many more things that I wasn't able to do at my heaviest weight. And if I stay in the 200 teens, 220, but if I were to stay in the 2 teens the rest of my life, I have to learn to be content with that. Would I like to be smaller? Sure, I would. I always envisioned myself being under 200 pounds. I remember when my doctor set a goal for me of 185, I was like, what? I'm going to blow through that. I hope I blow through that. He set that way too high for me. I never set a personal goal for myself. I never said I want to be 150, 160, 165. I just kind of said, I'll surpass his 185, and wherever I land, I land. It might be the 210s that I'm landing in, because I've lived here since I've gone up and down, but for the last 5 months, guys. So, I watch people's videos, and that's one thing I love about the weight loss surgery community is there's so many of us sharing our experience and what's going on. And I've kind of noticed there are 2 sections of weight loss surgery. There are some people where the weight melts off. And for me, it melted off very fast within the first 5 months. It was like a huge change. For some people, it continues to fall off. And after they hit their goal, they continue to lose weight. Sometimes they lose more than they anticipated. Sometimes they have to change their eating habits and up their carbs and their fat and their calories so that they can hover where they want to hover. And I remember seeing videos like that and thinking, wow, what an amazing problem to have. What I wouldn't give to have this surgery. And I have to force myself to up my calories and my carbs because the weight is just melting off my body. Then there's another section of people where they don't ever hit their goal weight, whatever that goal weight might be. Like I said, I never had a goal, but I figured I'd be under 200 and definitely would pass my doctor's goal of 185. They have to strive every single day. They have to count their calories, their carbs. They have to do all their macros. They have to strive every day to make better food choices, to make better exercise choices, to make better alcohol choices. I am in the second group. That's me. That's my life. I have to make a conscious effort every day. The first 6 months, I think I kind of took it for granted because I could have a cheat here or there. I didn't cheat much because my capacity for eating was so small. But if I did, it didn't really affect me. And now I notice a small cheat can really skyrocket something. And lots of times it's having sugar that will lead me into eating more carbs, or it starts to push quantity back into my life. And I've kind of mentioned in the past that quantity has always been a large problem of mine. So what I've noticed, and I really took stock of it this past week, quite a few things. You know, when I lived in Saudi Arabia, my food choices and my exercise choices were extremely limited. For food, I had a Euro fridge, which if you're an American, you probably don't understand, but it's significantly smaller than an American-sized fridge. Euro fridges tend to be kind of like a mini fridge times 1.5 sizes, maybe if you're lucky 2. So imagine having 1.5 mini fridges, and that's what you fit your food in for 5 years. And then you go to the grocery store and you're super limited in your choices of what you can get regarding protein snacks and weight loss surgery based items. And then you move to back to the US and you have an American sized fridge, and even kitchens are so much bigger in the US than in Saudi or abroad. Like my kitchen here it's huge. And what I had in Saudi, like I literally had 3 upper cabinets in my kitchen. That's it. Now the plethora, it goes all the way to the ceiling, and I have a walk-in pantry, like a ginormous walk-in pantry. So one of the things I've been noticing is I go to get a snack in the pantry and I have in my head what I'm going to have. And I grab that item, but then my items see all the other choices of all the amazing things I've been able to purchase while I've been in, here in the US now. And after I eat that snack, a little bit later, I'm going back in there and I'm grabbing another snack and I'm nibbling. And what happens is I'm basic, because I can't eat quantity in large amounts, I'm snacking all throughout the day. And apparently snacking has been a problem for me since I've been back in the US. So I finally sat down and realized it yesterday, and when I did it. And so what I did was I took all the opened snacks I had, because I also buy bulk items, which is, again, I kind of did it in Saudi, and I think I learned to buy in bulk because in Saudi, you never know when an item is going to return, and so you would literally go out and buy several bags of things. And I'm trying to teach myself to not have to do that anymore. But it's hard at times. But I'm getting better. So what I did was, instead, for example, like I bought some Quest blueberry bars, and I bought a whole box of them. I don't need to see the whole box, so I took out 2. I have a variety of different nuts, and some of the bags aren't opened. I don't need to see those bag of nuts. I only need to see the 1 bag or 2 bags I have open. So what I did was I took everything that was opened and I put it in, some of it in Tupperware, and some of it, is fine in the bags or things that it's in, or it's packaged individually. And I moved it into the kitchen into a cabinet. And I've now dedicated this as my snacks open product cabinet, which means I can't go into the pantry anymore to get items. If I want something, I need to go to this specific cabinet in my kitchen. And I'm hoping this will help me in regards to snacks. Another thing I started, Anna VSG on Instagram 3 weeks ago started a liquids only Tuesday, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give that a try. I used to do it during the summer when I was home. Originally I did it as a form of like punishment, like I did something I shouldn't have done, and so it was a way for me to kind of like be good and get back on track. I know there's whole other psychological issues with dealing with that. We're not going to discuss that in this video. But Anna VSG, I jumped on board with her and several other women, and we gave the liquids Tuesday a go. And I did it mainly because I felt like I needed to get that restriction back because I was snacking and eating so much. And it was really successful. I lost 1.9 pounds from that day. And the following day, I had so much restriction. I ended up doing liquids until 1 o'clock, and then I had soup and a sensible dinner. Did really well with that, and then it was St. Patty's weekend, and I blew it over St. Patty's weekend. So the following Tuesday, I decided to try it again. And I did it with a bunch of other girls on my Instagram, and very successful that week. I think I lost 3.5 pounds on that liquids day. So that just tells you how bloated and gross I was after St. Patty's weekend. Did really well. And then I blew it again this weekend. I went to house sit for some friends, and they were super kind. Like, they're the type of people where you show up to their house and the bed is made with the pillow, turn down surface and like a chocolate on my pillow, They're just so cute, and they had the fridge stocked with some of the things I needed. I brought some of my own foods to stay on track, but, a lovely note was left on the kitchen table with a box of Girl Scout Thin Mints. Now, I lived in Saudi for 5 years. I have not had Girl Scout Thin Mints. I even donated to the lovely Gretchen and her daughter Emily. I donated boxes for her troop. Didn't buy them. I donated because I didn't want any in my mouth. I've done really, really well at not indulging in Girl Scout cookies. And Thin Mints are my favorite. And man, I tore that box open and I ended up eating a half a packet. There's 2 packets in the box. I ate half a packet over the entire weekend. Not good. And I didn't put it in my Fitness Pal either. It was like this secret, I'm going to eat these cookies type thing. Luckily, I left the other half packet in the box at their house, and I didn't bring it home with me. And believe me, I thought about bringing it with me, not to eat, but because I was so embarrassed for them to see that over the course of 3 days, I ate half a packet of Thin Mint cookies. But I left it. So what I've realized is I have zilch willpower when it's in front of me. Like, I was fine not buying the Girl Scout cookies. I did great with that. But once it was physically in front of me, it was on. Like, I couldn't say no to it. And it's become even more apparent to me that when I'm in social settings or I'm with family, I have a hard time resisting. When it's just me by myself, I'm doing a lot better. So a great example would be, I noticed, especially over the St. Patty's Day weekend, that overindulgence over that weekend. I was with my sister for the bulk of it. And so afterwards, I sat down with her because I was telling her how I was going to do a liquids only day. And she was kind of boggled by it. And so I explained my rationale for it. And it kind of led us into a conversation about, because she's unhappy with where she's sitting in her weight as well. And for 20 plus years, she's always been the smaller sister and I was the larger sister. And now I'm the smaller sister. And I think too, with her being younger, it's harder for her. And I want her to be healthy. She's got 2 beautiful kids. And I want her to be able to do all the physical things with them that she should be able to do. She's a size 16, so she's not too much. I'm like a size 12, 14. I don't know. I've kind of gone up into some of my 14 jeans in the past month. So we're similar, in size, but she's taller, like a supermodel. She's like 5'10". So we had a talk and we talked about our health and that we've been kind of, enabling. We've kind of been enabling each other when we're together. she'll crack open a bottle of wine and I'll have some, you know, I won't say no. Or I'll get up to make a halo top sundae and she won't want any, but she'll see me making it and I'll offer her one, so she'll say yes. And, you know, just lots of other, you know, things as well. Just food and quantity and things like that. So we had a really supportive discussion about enabling, and I expressed my frustration with being home and not losing any weight and actually gaining about 15 pounds in the last 2 months since I've been back in the US, and my struggle of not being able to lose it. So she super kindly agreed to stop enabling, and I'm going to attempt to stop enabling her. And she actually asked for a little bit of help, and she did it in a great way though. She said, you know, she admitted that she was unhappy with where she was at her weight, and that she if she could just make some simple choices, she would be a lot better off. And so she said, for example, she said, I know, because I cook for her family at least once or twice a week when I watch my niece and nephew right now. And so I generally take whatever's in their fridge and whip something up, but I'm always thinking about her husband and what he would want to eat. And so she knows that his choices aren't necessarily the best, and he's gotten a bit of a belly on him too. And so she said, you know what? She said, you just start making the healthy dinners and we're going to eat whatever you make. She's like, I know lots of times you'll make rice or pasta for him, and that's something that you wouldn't normally give yourself. She's like, you make a healthy meal and we're going to eat it. And just like we make the kids eat whatever we're serving as well, we're your kids and we're going to eat what you make. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm going to start planning some more protein dense, low carb meals for them when I'm there. And then that will make me also feel better about eating when I'm with them. So I kind of mentioned the Liquids Only Tuesday. So I'm on my third Liquids Only Tuesday. What does that look like? It's just basically how I plan. It's liquids only, so it can be coffee, tea, water with water enhancers, juice. Be careful because of the sugar, but you can have juice, you can have smoothies, you can do jello, you can do broths and creamy soups. Basically, you just can't chew anything. So I generally start off my morning with 32 ounces of water. Then I drink coffee. I'm excited this morning because I bought some Isopure, which I've never tried before, and I've heard it does pretty well. So I'm going to try to make a protein hot coffee with that Isopure, and I'll let you guys know if I'm successful with it or not. But I have to drink 32 ounces of water before I get my protein coffee. And then I usually drink another drink. It's typically a water enhancer based drink. So I try to do 32 ounces more of that. Then I do a protein shake. Recently, just for ease, I've been doing GNC. They make a pre-made shake and I add some cold brew coffee to that. I've noticed though that the GNC, it's a little sweet for me. So I typically will only do half a GNC drink, and then I fill the other with an almond milk drink, because almond milk is really low in carb. It's low in sugar and it's low in calorie compared to regular milk. So that's how I'm trying to cut some of my carbs and sugars from that. And they also make Silk, makes an almond protein unsweetened milk choice with 10 grams of protein, per 1 cup of almond milk. So that helps boost up the protein, since my GNC shake has been cut in half for that protein. So if I'm capable, I'll do 2 of those back to back with lots of ice. Then I'll have another water enhanced drink. And then usually I'm looking forward to something warm and hot. So I want some type of soup. Last week I did wonton broth. I've done like a chicken lemon broth. What else have I done? Oh, the zuppa toscana spicy sausage, like I'll drink some of that broth. I had some leftover beef broth from a beef stew, so different things like that. But again, I just don't eat the meat or the veggies that are in it. And today I have beef broth in the fridge, so I'll be doing that again, which was great last week. It felt very nourishing. If I can go all day, I save my treat for the end of the night, which is a Halo Top milk shake. So I just use half a pint, which is 2 servings of Halo Top for the protein again, and the carbs are on the low side for that. And then I'll add almond milk or yogurt, depending on the flavor that I'm making. Last week I made a lemony berry-based one. And the week before that I did like a caramel, salted caramel, and I'll put whipped cream on top and everything. Like, I treat myself after that liquid day. And sorry, this is an epic long video, you guys. Yeah, it really helps. The next day I feel the restriction back. Again, I push myself with liquids until 1, and then soup and a sensible dinner. I had salmon last week, and that went really well. I was on the downward path. I was super excited, but those Girl Scout cookies killed me this weekend. And I also got Starbucks several times because I wasn't at my house to make coffee, and that's never good. I still do sugar-free when I go to Starbucks, but I just feel like I can control what I'm doing when I make my own coffee. Believe me, I love Starbucks. So yeah, I've started to stay on track, and then I'm falling off, and there's like this no consistency. So I'm trying to get back into a routine of consistency. One of the things I realized in Saudi is I had extreme consistency there. So if I can find a more neutral ground for that, that's why I'm thinking the Liquid Tuesdays will provide me with a base of consistency. I've got to wrap my head around how to survive on the weekends, because the weekends is what's killing this process for me. Luckily, this weekend I'm here at the lake. And so I think that's going to help me quite a bit. My sister and my nephew and niece are going to come up, and they're going to spend the night here. So that's going to be exciting. I'm actually kind of excited. So in 2 weeks, my sister and 9 other ladies are going to be having a bachelorette party here at the lake, and I'm going to be the host, as well as their it's kind of like a bed and breakfast experience. So I'm going to be like their chef, and my sister helped set me up with this, and it's a great way to earn some revenue. Like, I need some money and I'm bored, and so it's helped me like really take the energy to fix up the house and to decorate, and I'm meal planning, and I've arranged this wine tour experience for them, and a bus, like a party bus, is going to come pick them up and take them out, and then when they're gone all day, I'm going to cook a gourmet dinner for them, and they'll come back and enjoy that. And then we have some art activities lined up for them. They're going to like take palettes and make their own family signs with some cutouts and stencils. My sister's kind of arranging that. She enjoys doing those kind of things. And so we have that lined up, and then if they still feel like it, we're gonna have like some like spa masks. And I tried one last night, and I told Lacey this one's not gonna work because I broke out. I tried one of those charcoal masks, and I only put it in certain areas, and I broke out with acne this morning because of it. So I'm not down with the charcoal masks. But yeah, so anyway, I'm kind of excited for that weekend in 2 weeks, and I'm just it's been a fun planning experience for me, because as you guys know, I don't currently have a job. I'm waiting for the fall to start, and for teaching, possible teaching classroom of my own here, and I'm looking at other options as well in the meantime. The last thing I want to bring up was that Cindy VSG did a video that really spoke to me this past month. She's also going through some struggles with food choices, and it helped me watching her video, because what it made me realize was, I was chatting with her a little bit about how I think at this point in the game, when you're not losing the weight as easily as you are in the beginning, you have to make some changes. And one of the things, especially when it comes to food, is I've got to do self-talk. I do a lot of self-talk. I talk to myself. And do you really need to be putting that in your mouth? Are you really hungry? You know, why do you need chocolate right now? Why do you need carbs right now? Like, why are you craving chips? What did you eat earlier? You know, wait, put it down and see if in 30 minutes you're still really hungry, and then you can have it. Or, you know what, you need to go drink 16 ounces of water. And after the 16 ounces of water, see if you're still hungry. Like, I have to mentally play this game and talk to myself about my food choices. And I think when the old me, who used to be very comforted by food, I'm an emotional eater. And so when I'm anxious or upset, I don't want to feel those emotions. I want to stuff them and I want to eat something so I don't feel those emotions. And so it's really hard to do the self-talk in those moments. And I think it's key. It's key to do the self-talk. It's like our own bit of therapy. And we have to connect with ourselves and our body and our mind about why we're making these choices at this moment to eat. And that's why I have to say, like, are you really hungry? Well, you just ate an hour ago. So are you bored? Are you thinking about the job market and how you're worried that you haven't gotten a call back recently? Are you, whatever the thoughts are. So I'm going to make a more conscious effort, and I think we have to be very conscious of ourselves before we sit down and we eat. I'm even conscious, like, you know, when you're like taking a bite of food and you moan, and there's enjoyment there. I also notice I moan now because I'm truly hungry at that moment. When I take a bite and I enjoy it, it's because I'm hungry. When I don't like close my eyes and just think about it, I'm probably not hungry and I don't need to eat it at that moment. So that's just a tip for you. Sorry you've hung in this long. Ridiculous that we're like at 28 minutes. I'm so sorry. I probably should, I know I should update you guys more, but I'm just, yeah, no. Anyway, so those are my things this past month. I do want to share with you that I have bought a variety of different types of breads that are low carb, and I've been taping segments when I use them and make them. So I'm going to compile that this week, and I will be uploading it soon so that you guys can see the reviews and everything I've made. All right, guys, have a great month, and I'll see you at month 16. Bye-bye.